Hey, welcome back to the channel, guys. Welcome back. Hey, you could have been anywhere in the world, but you're here with me, and I do appreciate that, man. Yep. As you can see from the thumbnail, I am reviewing two Prime Ink drivers, two of my favorite subjects. And I'm gonna go ahead and add their descriptions because their descriptions. We're gonna add their channels because we're gonna go ahead and give credit to the content creators because we got to do that, right? We love the content creators. We love what they do. Shout out to all the content creators. There you go. You looking good out there. Man, y'all look good, man. It's glad to see y'all. I haven't been out there. I haven't seen y'all in a while. I have been um I've been rolling, man. I've been rolling. I've been busy. If you've been keeping up with me, uh you already know that I've switched companies. I had turned in my SFI truck and then I had went to a different company, right? And the reason why I went to a different company because I needed to lower my expenses. But before I even get into that, y'all see the Christmas tree in the back. Happy holidays to you and yours, man. Happy holidays, man. Happy holidays, happy Hanukkah, happy Kwanzaa. If you, whatever it is that you're doing, man, celebrate it with your loved ones. Celebrate it with your kinfolk, man. Celebrate it with your friends, your loved ones. Be merry. Cause let me tell you, man, share this time with your loved ones because those people, they're not here forever. They're here for a short time, man. They're here for a finite time, man. And when it's over, they're over. Let me tell you from firsthand experience, man. Right. And this is going to tie into the title and the videos that I do have set up. You're going to spend a lot of time in trucking over the road. You will, because that's your job. You will spend a lot of time away from home, away from your family, away from people who love you. It's one thing to do it because that's what you want to do, right? You're paying for, or one thing that you need to do because maybe your spouse needs a surgery, so you're working overtime, right? You're working the equivalent of overtime. Instead of putting in 40 hours, 50 hours this week, you're going to go ahead and max out and do 70 hours, something like that, right? Or uh your daughter needs new shoes for dance. They need some uniforms for dance. Or your son, he's in sports, they're going to need equipment for sports. Or your brother, he's in art and you want to go ahead and you want to help sponsor art, right? Buy a new computer or something like that. Or you're paying for education, right? You got some kids that's going into college or whatever the case may be. Or you just want to do it for yourself. Man, you just want to go ahead and run up a bag, right? Like, I'm going to go ahead and run 2,500 miles this week. I'm going to go ahead and run 3,000 miles this week because I can. And I want to see a return on that investment. I done made myself a 3-year plan. And if I work somehow 60 hours a week, 70 hours a week, driving 3,000 miles a week, at the end of this 3-year goal, I can do some things. But it's a different ball game when you're leasing, especially at some of these leasing companies. Y'all know what I'm talking about. Y'all know what I'm talking about, man. Look, man, you can get caught up at some of these leasing companies, and the payment is somewhere between $800 a week, $900 a week, 1,000. You got a whole rack a week, 1,100 a week, 1,200 a week, 13, 15. Hey, I've heard a number so ridiculous. I heard $1,500 a week to lease, and I'm like, oh my God. You won't have any time to do anything for nobody but that truck, and we don't want that. We don't want that, especially in this market right here. Let me go ahead and get my seat adjusted for you guys, man. Because look here, if you have been out in the market, if you've been trucking for the past 2 years, you know it ain't too good out there. Nope, 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 nope. We aren't doing too well. Truckers aren't doing too well, man. Right about now, the market is absolutely trash. I'm talking about, I read one stat, man, and rates have been cut another 15%. I just might pull up. I'm gonna start doing. This is what I'm start doing just to go ahead and help you guys out too. Rates have been cut 15%, and you can see it on the load board and on the on the spot market, right? On these load boards, a load that used to pay maybe $2,000 per run now is paying 1,800, man. Right? A load that used to pay maybe 1,500 now it's down to 1,200. Man, so you used to go ahead, you used to run in that truck, man, and maybe even running 3, 4, 5 load, maybe 5 loads a week. Now you're down to maybe 3 loads a week. You used to can get 2,500 miles with your eyes closed. You could get 2,500 miles. You can get 2,500 miles just blinking. You wake up 2,500 miles like it's no problem. That was 2 years ago. 2024. Drivers been struggling all week, man. They've been struggling all year long, man. Look at here. They talk about they sitting on loads for 3 days at a time, man. They going 500 miles, 800 miles, and it's got 3 days on that load. And it's a live load. Oh my God. Oh my God. The agony out there. The agony out there. And they got that lease payment. Let me tell you something. And to make matters worse, they got that big ass lease payment that is due every week. Every week that lease payment is gonna come due. Whether you run 1,000 miles, 3,000 miles, 0 miles, that payment will come due. So forget trying to be a sponsor for your family. Forget trying to be a good sponsor for your future self, right? Because you done made plans for yourself. You said, hey, you done saw all these truck drivers during the pandemic, right? You know, during the pandemic, right? They done came out here, they done flash all that money and said all that good backlog money, right? All that them cargo ships that was at sea, right, for months and weeks at a time, backlog for 6 and 7 months, and those rates were through the roof. Ooh wee! I mean, everybody was a trucking guru, man. Everybody had a YouTube channel. Box trucks was getting on. Hot shots was getting on, man. team drivers, couples driving, men, women, dogs and cats. Everybody got their CDLs, man. It was a free for all, and money was coming out the yin yang. The president had let loose on those stimulus checks. Man, money, PPP loans was out there. Oh my God! Shout out to the PPP. Hey, y'all leave a comment down there. If y'all had a chance to get that PPP loan, y'all let me know because, yo, that was some of the best times in y'all lives. Y'all know that. Let's keep it a buck now. Let's keep it a buck. Let's keep it a buck now. 2020, the scamdemic was the best time of your life. I ain't lie. You know I ain't lie, man. You had that money coming in. You didn't work. You was on unemployment. That check kept coming in, and you was buying everything on Amazon.com. You done upgraded your iPhone. You had an Android. You was working with the Android, but then you was like, man, I got me an old check coming in. I ain't got no expenses. I'm gonna go ahead and upgrade to the iPhone. You ain't ever FaceTime a day in your life. You was on Messenger using some third-party app, but now you on FaceTime. Yeah, you. During the pandemic, yes, you did. Yes, you did. You got that money. You had got that money. You spent it. You spent it. And you thought that it was going to be like that forever. And then reality hit. Whoa. Reality really did hit. Cutbacks and layoffs. Oh my God. Ooh-wee. Cutbacks and layoff in every industry. Retail. Hey, Macy's is closing 65 stores. Best Buy closing. Over in Chicago, I had reported on this. Pepsi had closed a few plants down, and they had closed a Walmart down in the south side of Chicago. They closed a Walmart on the south side of Chicago. Chi-Town, a major city, one of the major cities in America. I think it's probably about top 3, maybe top 4 populous, because I know that New York and LA is 1 and 2. I believe Chicago is still 3. I know Houston is coming up there, but it's top 5, and they got a Walmart that's closing in the neighborhood. Walmart can't survive now. Look. They're lowering their expenses, man. They cutting the fat. They are trimming the fat. They are going lean. So with all these retail companies going lean and trimming the fat, it's affecting other industries. Specifically for my industry, the trucking world, right? Less product is being put on the shelves. You got less warehouses to haul to and from, right? Less people are buying things. They're going straight. Product is going straight to consumer. It's being produced and it's going direct to consumer. Maybe it go to Amazon, then it goes to the consumer. You can order directly right now from any manufacturer. You can go to the Louis Vuitton website and order directly from Louis Vuitton. You can go to the Nike store instead of going to Foot Locker. You can order directly from Nike and get product from Nike. Goes directly to Levi. Whatever it is that you want. Apple. You don't have to go to T-Mobile. You don't have to go to Walmart. Direct to consumer. And over the next few years, we're really going to see how Gen Z change spending habits, right? Because that they're next up. Gen Z. Oh man, I didn't think this conversation was going to get there, but it got there. Gen Z. They're next up. They're the next spenders. And all of their focus on is online. Whenever you go to the mall, you don't see no young people in the mall. You see cats that's my age, right? You see the millennials, you see the Gen Xers, they're in the mall, millennials, Generation Y, Gen Z, they online. They're shopping from the palm of their hand. They're on their phones. They're on that iPhone that you purchased during the pandemic. They on that iPhone. Matter of fact, they got a new hustle. They are online. They're on TikTok because you're not going to ban TikTok. You're not going to ban TikTok. You're not going to ban TikTok. Can't get rid of it. Too much money. Too much money. And Gen Z love that. Everything that they need is right there at the palm of their hand. They can shop TikTok shops, right? And be entertained all in the palm of their hand, man. It is wild, man. So stores like Walmart that, we love, I love Walmart. I love going to the mall still, right? You love still going to the mall, man. You like to walk around the mall. What's in the mall? I know the mall that I go to, it has changed over the years, right? When I'm gonna go ahead and just, reflect on some things, because back in the day, you could go to the mall. You got Sears in the mall, right? Sears. JC Penney's was in the mall, right? We had we had a Foot Action that was in the mall back then, right? And these stores are no longer there. Um huh, I was in the mall the other day and I swore that I had saw an Express. And I was talking to a friend. I was like, "Yo, man, I think Express is still in the mall. I think they got I think they have long coats, winter coats for men because I need a winter coat." It was like, "What Express? They ain't got no Express." I was riding around the mall. I like, no, they got an Express. And it's not Express. It's a H&M. Oh, man. But I did go into the H&M, right? And the clientele in there, millennials, Gen Xers, that's it. No Gen Zs. No young people in there, man. Nobody that was, I want to say, old enough to shop, right? Like 16, 17, 18, 19. No. No. Maybe they worked there, but it wasn't shopping there. They're spending their money different. So they're going to be the future spenders, right? They're going to dictate how these retailers and these companies start marketing and start producing and start moving their product, right? They're going to determine how these companies really start moving their product from A to B, right? From business to consumer, man. They can go straight to consumer. So that means less freight out there, less things moving to and fro. We saw how refrigerated freight has went down a whole lot, man. If you're going to keep it a buck, man, I thought I would never see the day when refrigerated freight would actually go down, man. I was like, wow, man. Some of these meat factories and meat plants, here in the South, they're not as busy. When you ride past them, not as many trailers on the yard preloaded with product. Heck, whenever you go to some of these like a Walmart or something like that, man, like a Target, the yard ain't it's not as full as it used to be. It's not. One time they used to have trailers, full up, right, and you had to go into an overflow to drop your trailer, maybe even pick one up. But nah, those days are long gone, man. No need for an overflow. As a matter of fact, this place that you went to, it got plenty parking there, plenty space to drop your trailer. Yeah, Lowe's, plenty park. I went to this Lowe's the other day, and then I'm gonna go ahead and get right into the store. But I'm gonna just tell you this: I went to this Lowe's the other day. As a matter of fact, I had dropped this week, and it was a Lowe's. Like whenever I go to this certain location, they never in the past, they never ever have an empty trailer when it's time to leave. They never do. And it's the holidays. I want you to think about that. It's the holidays now. They never ever have an empty. I bring in a load, you know, and they'll say, "Hey, you're gonna have to bob a tail out, and you're gonna have to call in a few hours to see if they have a trailer ready for you." I was banking on them not to have a empty trailer for me, and I was just gonna go ahead and bob a tail home because, man, for the past, I'm gonna say 10 times that I've been to that Lowe's, that's usually been the routine. But then I got up there and she was like, "Yeah, we got an empty for you." I'm like, "What?" I was like, "What?" Hallelujah. 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 Y'all got an empty trailer? What you talking about, man? Y'all never have an empty trailer. And we got a good one for you too. Not one of those old broken down trailers, man, with the rusty bottom. We got a newer one for you. Here you go, sir. I like it when they call you sir. They can say, "Here you go, sir. Thank you." And I said, "Thank you, ma'am." They on top of things. They got trailers, plenty parking. And like I said, we 1 week out from Christmas, man. Oh man. Freight ain't running like it used to. Freight is not running like it used to, man. So companies are cutting back on their freight. Customers are changing their spending habits because they're still spending money, right? They're still spending. It's looking different though. They're spending the money different. It's not going into traditional brick and mortar retailers, and that's another. Y'all gonna have to step y'all customer service up too. Y'all Retailers, y'all dropped the ball on this one. I'm gonna go ahead and come down your street right quick. Retailers, y'all ruined retail. All you big businesses, retailers, y'all cut corners. Y'all had cut good salesmen. You cut out customer service. You had ruined the shopping experience. Retailers, you are the reason why brick and mortar is dying. It's not online. It's not that, because I promise you, if you provide good service, if you provided good service, good customer service, if you had a good person up in there, if you actually paid somebody with what they was worth, oh my God. If you might even consider commission, man, y'all remember the sales associate? Somebody that would actually come up to you and say, hey, how are you? Can I help you with anything? And they was nice and pleasant, smelling great. They actually cared about what they looked like. Somebody that actually spoke some English to you that you really understood and that they was on your level. Man, they was knowledgeable about the product. They was happy to see you come into the store. At least they made you feel happy. But retail, you blew it. Big business, you blew it. Yes, you did. This is what you did, retail. You started cutting corners. You was like, you know what? I don't need everybody in every department. I don't need you. I don't need everybody in every department, and I don't need people in the back to keep the shelves full. You know what? I'm going to cut little corners. You know what I'm saying? Maybe I can get one person to work 2 areas. And then you saw that was happening. Then you was like, you know what? Maybe we can get rid of the people in the back and just have the people in the front. Yeah. Work the front and the back. Put out product as it goes. Then it went from having a person on the floor and a cashier to now the person that's a cashier, they on the floor too. Man, you go to some of these dollar stores, you got one person in the store. One person working 3,000 square feet, whatever the size of the building. Come on now, the place is a mess. Stuff all over the floor. You can't find what you're looking for. And they got 10 people in line and they are slammed. And then you wonder why. And then you wonder why shrink is so damn high. And you wonder why shrink is so high, because people just get tired. Look, you don't have people on the floor. Why don't you have enough sales associate on the floor to help out, man? It's not that hard. If you spend a little, you're going to get a little bit back, man. I promise you, if you go ahead and if you invest. If you invest back into the people, back into the customer experience. You took away the customer experience, man. And this is what happened. People started complaining. Man, look, ain't no people around here. Ain't nobody here. Ain't nobody here. Where's the help? Where's the help? Where's the help? I can't find what I'm looking for. Man, these lines are long. And then the kids started noticing it. They started watching their parents complain. I'm talking to you, retailers. I'm talking to you. They go to these stores with their parents and they watch their parents complain. And they're like, you know what? That ain't going to be me. No way. I'd rather spend my money online, have it delivered at my door, than to put up with that. No way, no how am I putting up with that. And here we are, less freight. It's looking different out there. It's looking really, really different out there. But I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna get right into this video, man, because look at here, as a truck driver, because I'm talking to you truckers out there, man. If you truckers are really thinking about switching it up, right? If you're thinking about leasing, if you're thinking about a company to run with, man, look, I got a solution for you right now, man. I really do. But I want these two Prime Inc. drivers to tell you how it is out there at the moment. I want them to really drop some knowledge on you, man. I want them to really share their experience with you, right? So who you see in the thumbnail is No Hippie Trucker. He is a veteran driver at Prime Inc. He used to train, I believe. He definitely had a small fleet. And his journey at Prime is something to really uh applaud. Give him a round of applause, right? Because he definitely deserves a round of applause. He's one of those drivers who came to Prime Inc. and he built himself up to a mini fleet, to a fleet owner, and that is definitely commendable, right? But then, because when times were good, they were absolutely great for everybody. And let me tell you, at Prime Inc., boy, they were eating real good, boy. Those numbers at Prime were astronomical. Man, look at here, man. You had drivers talking about damn 10 racks a week. 10 racks a week. Like, what? Huh? 8 racks a week. Huh? So they opened up the floodgates, and every week they were cranking out 100 students, 100 students. So he went on there, he got himself one truck, he got another truck, right? He's driving his truck, then he got another truck, and then all of a sudden he got another truck, and he got a small fleet, man. He had something like 3 trucks, man. A damn fleet on him, man. Right? At Prime, and Prime Inc. made that possible. You know, good rates made that possible, and everybody thought those good times were gonna last. And then this young lady that you see in the back, this is the one and only Slime Pack. Shout out to the Slime Pack Nation. She is a content creator, YouTuber extraordinaire. She is probably she look, there aren't too many. I'm gonna say this. As women goes, let's just do that. As women content creator goes on YouTube, she's number one. She produces a great product, right? Like, her videos are some of the most what I want to say, entertaining, right? Like, her stuff is well produced, right? She do different camera angles, right? She's professional. You never see her at a downtime, like you never see her down, right? Uh, which goes into her brand, right? Because even when she was doing, the previous content when she was with her Dodge Charger, you'll never see her down, right? You always see her on the up and up, and that's real good branding for her. So shout out to Slime Pack. But she came along and she started doing videos and she started talking about the money she was making at Prime Inc. Man, she was talking about, oh man, this one load paid 5 racks. This one load right here, man, it pays 6 racks. Man, this week right here was a $7,000 week. So she's making all this kind of money, right? She's making all this big money at Prime Inc., all while being a content creator. So things were looking real good until they weren't. Man, listen. Man, listen, let me tell you. Things were looking real good over there at Prime Inc. until they weren't. So we got 2 different drivers, 2 different experiences coming to the same conclusion. And then I'm going to drive it home with, you might want to try something different, though. I might have a solution for you guys. I believe I do. I believe I do. So one thing we're going to do, make sure we looking good. We framed up. We're sharp over there. Yeah, that looks great right there, man. First, we're gonna start off with No Hippie Trucker, and then we're gonna end up with Slime Pack, man. Right? And I need one more. Let's get with it, y'all. Let's share that screen. Come on. Booyah. I believe that's gonna do it right there, guys. All right, let's see what No Hippie Trucker has to say.
You put yourself in the position to have those big weeks. Now, cheers. Break my screen down a little bit.
Now he's going to talk about how when he's driving.
Maybe I need to turn this around.
Let's go ahead and get there.
You need to put yourself in a position to when there is that chance for you to run it up, that you actually have a chance to run it up. And that means keeping an eye on your clock, doing everything that you need to do. Got to make sure none of these birds shit on me. But I think that's what the difference is between people, because I talk to a lot of people, right? And there's always people that are doing good.
Mm-hmm.
There's always people that are doing bad.
Yeah.
And generally, they're the same people. And then there's always people that are kind of hovering around that middle. And I think that
let's go ahead and get on into that right quick, right? Make it a little clear. What he's saying is the people that's at the top, they're always going to trend at the top because that's just what they do. They're trending at the top. The people who usually trend at the bottom of the pile, that's what they do. They trend at the bottom of the pile, and the people who are in the middle of the pack, they're in the middle of the pack. It's just what it is. You know, the people at the top, usually they work harder, right? They work a little smarter, right? They know some things, right? Maybe they have better knowledge of some things of how to run their truck, how to get better fuel economy, right? A better relationship with their fleet manager, right? All of these things that and the people who are operating on the bottom, right? They don't get as many miles. They are rookies, right? They're still young in the game. They don't have enough knowledge. They have bad attitudes, right? They go home. They take a lot of home time. And then the people that's in the middle, right? They're just in the middle being the middle of the pack, right? The C students, right? I'm a C student, right? You know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna lie, man. I be in the middle of the pack, dog. You feel me? I be trying to get to the top. Long as I ain't at the bottom. My dad was like, yo, long as you don't come in last, don't be coming last, man. You know what I mean? And I've been middle class ever since. Rest in peace, Pops.
People that kind of either hover around that middle or kind of at the upper end of that middle, there's always that time when you put yourself in the position to have those big weeks. Now, they may be average weeks for, let's say, 3 out of 4 weeks, maybe 5 out of 6 weeks. But if you put yourself in the position for that 1 week and you're able to capitalize on it, that's where you kind of start exceeding those expectations. So I think that's the difference. I don't think that, they say that, we used to say in the mortgage business was the difference between the first place horse that wins millions of dollars and the last place horse that doesn't win anything is like less than a second or something like that. And it's kind of the same thing in trucking. You need to be
What? That ain't made no damn sense. You need to be a racehorse.
positioned to make the money when the money is there to be made. Now that may not be every week. It may be once a month or every other month or however often, but you gotta be there when it's
Okay, good. I think he shared something right there. Um, those big weeks they don't come often, right? At prime, let's go ahead and keep it a buck, right? And he's talked about those big weeks, and he's talking about the type of week where it's 5K or better, right? Let's go ahead and say 6K or better. And he's saying that you need to be available to get you a 6 week a 6K week. You need to be available to get that 8K week, right? Need to have your hours up. You need to be, rested, put your 34 in and you got a fresh clock and you're in a good area, right? Maybe you're in California, maybe you're in Washington, Spokane. Shout out to Spokane, Washington. Maybe you're down there in Southern California. Maybe you're down there in Houston. Maybe you're down there in the meat patch, right? And you got a fresh clock and you can run you a good load that got 2,000 miles on it. And that'll set you up, to get reloaded. So you can go ahead and top that week off with another 1,500 and like boom, there you go. You got 5K right there, Be ready for that.
run it up.
But let me tell you, bro, those weeks are coming far and few, man. He said once a month you should get that. So the title of his video is "Does Prime Cap Your Earnings?" There has been some complaints, from previous drivers that Prime is capping their miles or their earnings, right? Like they're staying at that 4,000, $5,000 revenue every week. Like it doesn't go any less, it doesn't go any better, right? It just staying right there. And it seems like whenever they're in position to do a little bit better, right? Something happens. Like it's always something. And I think what happens is Prime Inc. They will throw you a bone once a month if you're ready for it to average it out, right? So where you it look like you won't be able to get 7K every week, but we can throw you something once a month to where you can average out, and as long as you're keeping your truck moving, you should be okay. But let's go ahead and let them talk about it.
What's up, Cox?
Hmm.
Trucking Unfiltered, man. I still need to get back with you. I heard you're going through some stuff out there,
Hmm.
but man, I've been relaxing so hard, man. It's been hard to think about anything other than this relaxation.
And he's in a position where he got his truck paid off too, so good for him.
You guys that are wondering, this is that Penelope toasted bourbon right here, 100 proof. All right, so
That's some
anyway,
strong whiskey.
that's the first thing I wanted to talk about. And another thing that I'll say about that is the mortgage industry is just like any other. Like, I kind of look at it like a commission sales job,
Okay.
where you have the 20-60-20 rule.
Okay.
20% are always below
Yeah.
the average. 60% are just riding that wave in the middle. And
Hmm.
you got the 20% that's on top of that. And the difference between those groups is not that much.
Mm.
Getting loaded at NFT. All right. I don't think I've ever picked up there. Usually, if I'm leaving Colorado, which I'll probably be leaving on the 6th of January, usually.
All right. So, like I said, he got a truck that's paid off, right? So right now, this video had came out. I want to say the week before Christmas. Um, so he's doing great, being able to take the whole week of Christmas off, and then some days before Christmas, and then the week of New Year's off. That's really, really good, man. Right? He's not leasing. He owns his own truck, and he has a low monthly expense. That's the key, guys. Low monthly expense.
I'm headed out to Liberal or Dodge City. They do have some closer loads. Uh, Fort Morgan, Colorado is a good place to pick up, but then they have Greeley, and that place is a shithole. So I prefer not to pick up there. And I'd rather deadhead straight out to Dodge City than pick up at that Coors plant, even if it is paying for my deadhead. That's just any of them beer places is just too much to deal with.
Hey, if y'all know what he talking about, man, leave a comment down there. I used to pick up beer loads, and beer loads are always a hassle, man. They make you do so much at these places. Where Budweiser, like if you ever went to a Budweiser plant, it doesn't matter if you in a drive-in or in a refrigerated truck. They make you work so hard, man, for that damn beer load, and then it be heavy as hell. Be about 46,000 pounds, man.
Thanks for calling the other day. Still think about, all right, man, I'm telling you, as far as the stuff that's going on in Prime, you got the cameras,
Mm-hmm.
you got the
Here we go.
degradation of the culture, stuff like that. But if you just are all about the money, and here's the only problem with you, Cox, is that you were there when everything was humming at Prime, and I'm talking about the culture more than the money. That's hard to step back into. That's the hardest thing that I'm dealing with right now
Mm.
is the culture, not the money. If it's just about the money, then you're going to be good to go. DeAndre Barry, Coors, and Budweiser, you sit way too long, and I don't blame you. Man, them beer places, they got you doing the hokey pokey, and it doesn't make no sense. Why are you going to Go to a beer place. Why are you going to have to weigh before you go in? And then I could almost see if they're like, okay, maybe weigh on the way out or something like that. But if it's a preloaded trailer, what's the difference?
He ain't
I could see
lying.
if you were going there and picking up a live load and they wanted to see how much you weighed empty so they could load you to the max, but that's not even the case. That's just absolutely stupid.
Boy, they make you do double and triple work at that damn plant, bro. At those warehouses, at those beer plants, they make you do triple work, man. And then you gotta put the partition boards up and strap it, and it's crazy.
So anyway, the other thing I want to talk about was low overhead. The main reason
Oh, here go the main event, y'all. Here we go. Here we go. Let's lock in.
I see a lot of people fail out of here, and me and Tommy Unfiltered were speaking about this on the phone not too long ago.
Let's go.
A lot of it is just overhead, and that could be credit cards, housing payments, it could be whatever it is.
Mm-hmm.
Staying lean financially and stuff like that is definitely going to be the way to make it through good and bad times.
All right, man. So he hit on a few things he said, and the things that he hit on wasn't necessarily trucking uh related. He was talking about home stuff. He said maybe you got a credit card, right? Car payment, mortgage and rent, a significant other, family, friends. Maybe you got some personal things that's going on with yourself, right? Like me, I just had to get 2 wisdom teeth taken out, man. That's overhead. That's overhead. All of those are expenses that need to be accounted for. And we're in a down market too. Let's see where he's going with it.
I mean, those of you guys have been watching me, last year I was going through it with all these trucks, right?
Yep.
The only reason I was able to even do what I did was because I didn't have a bunch of shit. No credit card debt or very little. I run shit through credit cards, pay it off monthly, but no car payments, me or my wife. The house payment relatively low, all that kind of stuff. Uh, Outside income, but if it had been like where I had car payments and credit card payments and all this kind of stuff, I would have went under.
So there you go. Um, if you already have a bunch of payments that comes out monthly, you're going to have to hustle like hell if you're going to try to lease at prime. You're going to have to bust your ass. You're going to have to really become a slave to the truck, right? Your your monthly expense is going to have to be somewhere between 800 and less. 800 or less in order for you to lease at prime and be successful. But let's see where he goes. Let's see what Trucker Hippie got to say. No hippie trucker.
JJR, what's up? In the desert doing a dedicated Walmart thing. Hey, dedicated is some good shit, man. Although I think it could get boring after a while, I think I would take boring and know exactly where I'm gonna be stopping and where I'm gonna be picking up and knowing the procedures and all that stuff than I would just being out there running just complete OTR.
Absolutely, man. Whenever you get into a routine out here, you hit the jackpot. You hit the sweet spot in trucking. The sweet spot in trucking, if you can never find routine, consistency, right? If the miles are right, if the pay is right, and the consistency, like you're going to the same places, you just know that route, you know where you're going to, you know the place, you know how you need to maneuver into, you know you need to do a 45-degree turn right here, you know that you need to go ahead and pull up a little bit just to miss that little pothole. You done did this place, a few times, so you know it like the back of your hand. You ain't got to second guess yourself. That's the sweet spot, bro. If y'all can ever find the sweet spot in trucking, stick with it. If you can ever find some consistency, stick with it. If you can ever find a dedicated lane, stick with it. Ride it out until it's gone.
Even if it is boring.
Even if it's boring.
So keep your overhead low. You know.
Yes, sir.
And I actually did go against my own philosophy last year because the problem with owning a fleet, when things start going wrong, you don't know what the bottom is. If you know what the bottom is, it's a lot easier to kind of figure out what you're going to do. But I didn't know what the bottom was. So there was a point where I actually went out and got a line of credit, which was something that I never would have done. And
I wonder how much credit did he get? Did he take out like 100,000? Did he take out 50K? I wonder what he did.
And I won't do it again. But just because I didn't know what it was, and there was just certain money I didn't want to get into. So that's that.
All right, so he had all of those trucks. Like I said, he was a mini fleet owner. Then he ended up, he was doing good at one point, right? One truck turned into two turned into three. Then he had four trucks, and everything was all good until it wasn't. Because one thing you got to do is that you got to keep putting drivers into those trucks. You got to keep putting drivers into those trucks, man. Drivers quit. Sometimes they get sick. Sometimes drivers get tired. They just don't want to drive. Hey, I don't feel like driving today. And with you being a fleet owner, what happens is you are taking on company drivers, right? You're taking on employees. Now you have employees. You're going to have to pay that person, right? And you are responsible for that truck. So you're responsible for the truck and you're responsible for the driver. So he's got 100 times the expense of a regular truck driver or driver at Prime.
All right.
Let's see what else he got.
So now that that's out of the way, I could just get on into what I got to get on into outside of just the trucking stuff. But just to reiterate again, I don't know if Prime caps money. One thing I do know is
Okay.
sometimes it's better to not like a lot of people are like, let me get a 34 and all this kind of shit. A lot of times I think when you do have that full clock or you do have a 34 or coming off a 34, if there's you and there's another truck in the same area, the truck that's going to end up taking that strong deadhead is the one that just got that full clock. Just say, sometimes I prefer running on a low clock. A lot of times you get those, like let's say you've already.
All right, he is about to give some good game. I'm gonna let it ride after this right here, and then I'm gonna go to Slime Pack, and then we're gonna go ahead and wrap this video right on up, though.
You've already ran 8 days. You got like let's say 8 hours or well sometimes 10 hours, 9 hours, whatever coming back on recaps. A lot of times those loads that you're going to get are going to be those shorter loads that are going to end up paying more money. So sometimes it's better to be low on the clock like that. So I'm not afraid to run a low clock. And if you got a good fleet manager, he's going to match those hours with those loads. And like I've said before, I've been tired. And more so when I first got into trucking, I would, I would, I wouldn't be afraid to tell him I need a break, my fleet manager, but I wouldn't go out of my way to ask them. But now I wouldn't have a problem doing it. But um,
Yeah, yeah. Let's go ahead and just wrap it up right there, man. Um, One of the biggest issues for a lot of newer drivers, rookie drivers, uh, year 3 and under drivers is managing that clock. Maybe even year 4, managing that clock. My sweet spot is around about 8 hours right now. I will drive 10 hours, but it's very, very rare for me. Right. I don't like to go over 9 hours. If my body I done condition myself to drive 8.5 hours every day. Like seriously, like 8.5 hours. Now I'm starting to look for somewhere to park. I'm done. I like to keep my hours right there. That's my sweet spot. That's what my fleet manager, that's how he runs me. He knows that I don't like to take loads that's gonna be, 1,200 miles. I don't. I do not. Give me something maybe 800, not 1,200, unless the money is there. Right. And unless I have a real soft date on it. If it's one of those 1,200 miles, 2 days, no thank you. Mm-mm. No, thank you. Unless it's about $4 a mile. Unless it's got to be really, really sweet for me to take it, right? But just for a regular paying load, 1,200 miles. Nah, no, thank you, man. I'd rather get mine 300-400 miles at a time. Real talk. So shout out to No Hippie Trucker, man. Go check out his channel, No Hippie Trucker. All right, here we go with the main event, the main event, the main event, the main event. Oh, no, 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 that ain't what we want. We want this one right here. Yeah. The main event. This is who we want, man. This is who we've been waiting to see. Slime Pack. I love this girl, man. She is, like I said, one of the best content creators on YouTube. Check out her page. She creates great trucking content, man. If you are a trucker, female or male, she is putting out some good content. Not necessarily great, but really good and entertaining. And she's going to talk about leasing at Prime as well. And maybe you might need a lower overhead.
Slide Pack Nation, this clip right here is very important, especially to those people that's looking to come to Prime and people that's at Prime, this company thinking about going leasing. You can't lease with Prime and expect to make.
Hey, good job on your makeup, Jasmine. You're doing a real good job, man.
Good living, because this truck payment, none of it stops when you go home. So if you want to go home for 3 weeks, you in a hole already for like right there at $3,000.
Hey, that is a fact though. Let me tell you something. Um Going home will be a battle. You're constantly going back and forth if you want to go home, if you have a home, right? Or if you're going to make that payment. Because one thing about it, man, that payment is dedicated. You're going to have to do it. You're going to have to make that payment regardless, right? But she's going to get into it though.
Please, do not judge your experience off what you see me do. You will fail.
Ooh, ooh, wee. I love it when she talking absolute, right? When she talks in absolute, that's when she's at her damn best. Whenever she picks a side and says something, that's when she's absolutely phenomenal. All that shit when she's just straddling the fence and saying, well, this was working for me. It may not, or probably. No, 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 no. Get down to the nitty gritty. Tell the people what it really is, man. Let them know the really real, like, yo, you ain't me. And I ain't you. So don't try to do what I do. But I'm gonna let her tell it though.
You will feel.
Hey, 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 hey. Make that ass clap. Make that ass clap. Man, I'm rolling in this peat. Make that ass clap.
Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to another trucking vlog, y'all. Listen, today is a good day. Every day is a good day, but today is a very special day
Excuse
because
me. Wow.
I'm in North Carolina. I could be going home. I could not be going home. But y'all, we get ready to go deliver this load that we picked up in Iowa. We picked this load up Friday. Today is Monday. Y'all, this right here was a long load. Like,
Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, 3 days from Iowa. Yeah, yeah. See, and that's how I like to roll, man. Look, let me tell you something. Because if you're rolling right, you could probably do it in 2 days, but they are in those prime trucks too, those governed trucks at 65, so it's a little different.
I got tired of driving. I did. I think it was a total of 1,800 something miles.
Hmm.
Yesterday, I only stopped once, and that was for my 30-minute break. And I got me as close to the receiver that I wanted to be here at this nice Lowe's. And we get ready to go deliver this load. We got an open window from 3 a.m. to 9 a.m. When I say that, that means that's my appointment time. Like, I don't have to be there exactly at 3. I could be there in between those hours. And yeah, y'all, we get ready to
I
deliver this
like those
load.
open
Now,
appointments.
there's a chance I could be going home, and also there's a chance I could still be running. My fleet manager say that he could keep me going because the days that I asked for home time for Thanksgiving was on a Wednesday. Now, last time this happened, like around last Christmas or last Thanksgiving, I think I just went ahead and went home because I got tired of waiting on a load. So I'm not going to get happy and excited and say I'm going home and then be let down when I got to keep running. So I'll just prepare for whatever, y'all. I'm just happy to be back over here on this.
One thing we do know about Slime Pack is that she like to take her time off. Let's not sugarcoat this thing. Slime Pack, she will take her days off. She has no problem with parking that red Peterbilt and going home. And when she go home, she's home. She taking a week off. Look, some of you regular people, right? Some of you regular people like me, right? You probably go home maybe for 2 days, maybe 3 days, maybe even 4 days. But then you're gonna have to get back out there to get that damn payment cleared. At least get one load in to get that payment cleared, and then another payment so you can eat. But not this one right here. She's on something else.
East and a little warmer weather away from the snow and around my good old country folks. So y'all like this video, leave a comment down below, subscribe
Sure
if you
will.
already subscribed, and we're getting ready to go get my coffee. You already know Ice fix me some water and deliver this load. So right now we over here at the fuel, and my trailer is below a half. I'm good with the truck. We good on the truck, but my trailer's below a half. Like I said, I don't know what I'm about to do after I deliver this load. I'm not sure if I'm dropping this trailer off, going home, or dropping the trailer, getting another load, getting live loaded. I don't know. Either way it go, I'm gonna need to get fuel anyway, so I'm gonna go ahead
I'm gonna be right
and get
back,
out
y'all.
the way now. They got that copyright so loud. Got that boogie woogie music playing.
Oh, I see you,
I really
girl.
didn't check this, but I always make it a habit to go to check
I
the back of
see
my
you.
trailer anytime I stop. Look at my lights, anything, mud flaps,
You're looking good.
stuff that I can't really see while I'm looking at my mirrors while driving.
And like I said, she produces good content. Like she gives you a good visual, right? Like, she has a great production, good camera angles. She uses good equipment, right? Like that is a good 1080p visual right there. More than likely, she's probably shooting with 4K. Yeah. Nice crisp
We good.
visual right there.
Y'all, it's a little cold out here.
Where's
I
your
ain't gonna
coat?
say it's cold, but it's like the 40 degrees here feels different than the 40 degrees.
Hey, I see that smoke coming out your mouth, man. That means it's cold out there to me. Whenever you start to see the smoke, whenever you see your breath, like you, and you see that, no, 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 baby, it is cold. What you talk about? It is cold out there,
Out west.
and I'm gonna be your daddy. Where your coat at? You need a coat on. But you know what? You never hear her talk about getting sick either. Like I said, she keep her fronts up.
Hey, one of my videos, somebody commented you should do a full week of going to a pilot or a TA, no lows, and it's like I can't do that. I can't turn my back on lows, bro.
I had went to a TA the other day. I had stopped at Kinley on I-95, and sometimes you forget how fun some of these TAs and Petros can really be because, yeah, I think Love's points system is really great, right? But I think when it really comes down to truck stops, right? If you really comparing the two, right? And the services, the amenities, parking, food choices, restaurants. TA is blowing loves out of the water, man. Let's go ahead and keep it a buck, man. TA Petro brand blow loves smoke their boots all day long. But y'all let me know, y'all, if y'all think that Loves is better than the TA and the Petros, y'all let me know. But I'm saying I can think of maybe 5 different Petro and TA locations that's just top tier, and Loves can't even touch them. Not one, not even the newer ones, you know. But let's see what else she got to go because she ain't got to the nitty gritty yet.
I don't got no coffee straws.
Even though the newer Loves are straight though, they're the newer Loves they're straight, but they're all cookie cutter, right? It's a chain. Like you go to a Love's and you'll see the same restaurants over and over again. Bojangles, that's one. They got the Godfather's Pizza, uh Hardee's, Arby's, right? Like those are the four. And then you got a Naf at a few locations, like, up north. But then you go to TA, ain't no telling. Like depending on where you are, you got Pizza Hut, you got Burger King, you have Domino's Pizza, you have a Fat Boys. Um Shoot. Come on now, help me out, help me out. You got Papa John's Pizza, Subway. Yeah, you got Subway at Loves too. Blimpie Sub. Come on now. You got Dairy Queen. And then you got the sit down restaurant, whichever location it is. Sometimes it could be a Country Pride, or sometimes it could be a Black Bear restaurant. Like depending on where you are, man. Like man, especially those TAs out west in Nevada. I'll visit them when I'm not even in the truck, man. That's just how special those things are. But I'm selling TA. If y'all think if y'all think that, y'all let me know what y'all think though, right? If y'all think Loves is better, y'all let me know. If y'all think TA is better, y'all let me know. Leave a comment, or hey, make a reply with a video. Y'all know how I like to do it.
Got anything we need? I'll catch y'all over at this receiver. So we done made it here, and I don't know what's going on with these dogs, but yeah, I mean, I could turn out. That's enough of space to go up.
That's plenty room.
Straight back.
Yes, it is.
But let's see if they open. All drivers sign in here. Ring the doorbell for assistance. All right, so nobody came to the door, but this lady
First thing in the morning.
and got the paperwork. He must have been asleep because he was here before me, but she came and got my paperwork first. Slime Pack Nation, this clip right here is very important.
Let's go.
Especially to those people that's looking to come to Prime.
Let's go.
And people that's at Prime, this company, thinking about going leasing. I ran into somebody whenever I left the truck stop, and they said they was thinking about coming to Prime. They watched my channel. Listen, I appreciate you for watching. And they see everything that I'm doing at Prime, how I'm successful and still able to maintain home time. Like they want to come to Prime because they see I get to go home so much. They basing my experience off what they expecting. And
here we go.
I had to let them know exactly what I'm about to tell y'all. Listen.
Let's go.
In order to do what I do, like take as much home time that I do, which is like 2 to 3 weeks, every 3 weeks, like every 3 to 4 weeks, I go home for 2 weeks. And
all right. So every 2 weeks she's out. She's home for 2 weeks. So she do 2 and 2, 2 and 2.
Do that, you gotta have more than one source of income.
So really and truthfully, man, if she's doing 2 and 2 or 3 and 2, right? She's only breaking even. To tell you the truth, right? Like, cause she's not staying out a month at a time, and then she's going home for 2 and 3 weeks, right? She's probably gonna do at best 3 weeks out, and then she's home for 2 weeks, right? She already said that she'll be home for 3 weeks. I saw one video where she was doing, and she was home for 3 weeks, right? Because she had to put the truck in the shop, or some other type of circumstance that just came up where she's at home, right, for 3 weeks, and she's breaking even, or she's just barely making enough to turn a profit, right? Like she's turning a profit, but it's just enough. It's not like she's really bringing in and raking in the dough. And she's going to explain why and how she's able to do that. Let's go, Slime Pack. Slime Pack _392. Appreciate the content, man. Slime Pack _392. Y'all go ahead and look her up, man.
If you got bills, especially kids and a family, you can't lease with Prime and expect to make a good living going home as much as I do. I have more than one source of income. So that's how I'm able to maintain this trucking stuff / my own personal lifestyle, my own personal expenses. I found that balance. I figured out how much I need to bring in, what I need to do, and it works for me. Please, please do not judge your experience of what you see me do, because I put in a lot of work behind the scenes to be able to do what I do.
All right, let's go ahead and break that down right there, man. So, if you are an aspiring trucker, right? If you're in between careers, if you're in between careers, if you're in between jobs, right? If you're sitting on the couch and you don't know what to do, man, and you're watching this commercial, right? And you're watching on YouTube and you're scrolling and you see her pretty face and you're like, man, I can do what she's doing. She makes trucking look fun. Trucking is real fun. Look at that pretty red truck she's driving. Oh my God, that's a $6,000 check that she's talking about. Oh my God, that's 4K right there. And she's able to go home 1 week, 2 weeks. So you following behind, following Slime Pack, you go to Prime, you get your CDL, you even use her as a referral. Mm-hmm. You get your CDL and you're on the road and you're going solo and you decide you're gonna go ahead and lease. Man, go ahead and put me in the truck. I want a brand new 2025. I want the same truck she got. I want the premium with the leather. Oh yeah, you know they got the leather truck waiting for you now. They got that leather truck waiting for you. So you go ahead, you get your truck, and that payment is $1,300 a week. But you're like, you know what? I saw Slime Pack. She's able to do it. I can do it too. So you get your truck, you go ahead and you run 2-3 weeks, and guess what you do? You go home for 2 weeks. You get back to work, you work a full week, your check is bum, 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 zero. Well, I'll be able to get out the week. I'll be able to get out the whole next week. You run your truck again, you work a whole week, payday hit, and your check is bum, 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 zero. You done work 2 straight weeks and you ain't seen a dime. You done ran 5,000 miles over the course of 2 weeks. You ain't nowhere near home and you ain't made no money. You gotta take out a cash advance. I bet you, oh shit. I bet you Slime Pack ain't never took out a pay advance. Now you calling your fleet manager asking them, can you get $200 because you ain't made a payment, because you ain't got no check. But you know who did get paid? Prime Inc. Prime Inc. got theirs. Yes, indeed. But we're gonna let Slime Pack tell it.
I really feel like in order to be successful at Prime, with Prime being your only source of income, you got to stay out as much as you can. You can't take as much home time that I do. You will fail. I really feel like that. You will fail. But if you have multiple things going on, then by all means, do that. But please, do not come to Prime to lease based off of what you see me doing, because it ain't going to work out the same. And then you're going to be looking at me, mad at me, saying that I'm scamming or putting out false information. Figure out what you need to do before coming to Prime, and yeah.
All right, so let's go ahead and get right on into that right quick, man. If you are deciding to go to Prime, right, you definitely need a plan. If you plan on leasing, However, there is another way, right? If you can somehow come in with your truck already paid for, you have a truck that is financed outside, right? Because it has to be a newer truck. Prime doesn't allow trucks that are 3 years old into their fleet. That's just how it is. It's 2024 now, entering in 2025. So nothing older than the 2023. Yep, 22. Yeah. So you're gonna need you a newer truck financed, right? From like the Freightliner dealership, from Volvo, from Peterbilt, from the Kenworth, where you are paying for that truck through maybe a bank, right? And that expense is maybe $2,000 per month versus 1,500 per week at Prime. You could do it like that. If you're in position to where you could do it like that, do it like that. Where you can finance your truck from an outside source and then bring it on to Prime, because I think Prime still has pretty decent freight, right? Especially if you're willing to run it. You can get you some miles in every now and then. Too many drivers saying that, the freight is available. It's just taking the home time, taking time off whenever you're leasing. That's when things can be a little let's just let Slime Pack tell it.
Because this truck payment, none of it stops when you go home. So if you want to go
Come
home
on.
for 3 weeks, you in a hole
Woo-wee.
right there at $3,000.
Yes,
You want to
indeed.
go home for 2 weeks, especially if you haven't came home with the load that's gonna cover a week's payment.
That's it.
You
See, not she's learned something, right? Because you're gonna need that one load on your back to cover those days that you're off, right? Like I said, most people, most regular drivers, they do something between 1 and 4 days. Very rare, very, very rare will a driver take a full week off, especially if they're leasing, because they just can't afford to. They just don't have it. I mean, $1,100, $1,300 per week going in hold, that's just too much. A regular person just can't do that, especially if they have already other bills. Maybe they got a house payment, a car payment. If you're paying for that Dodge Charger and you got a nice apartment and you got you a girlfriend with a dog, God forbid if you have kids, yeah, it's gonna be kind of tough, man.
hole, and by the time you work yourself out the hole, you'll be done worked about 2 weeks for free. So basically, what I'm saying is,
She done been there, like, and the reason why she can say that, because she knows, right? She's been home on home time, right, for a week or 2 or 3, and she's worked those 3 weeks, and she hasn't have any income coming into her, anything deposited into her bank account from Prime. However, her being a content creator, right, she's able to have income come in from that, right? So that supports her, right? That helps. That's actually her main source of income, and Prime Inc. is just a is subsidized, right? It's secondary. Now, I'm telling you, if she can hold on, she's gonna be real good next year, maybe 2 years from now.
do not
I hope
base
she
your
stay with it.
expectations off of what you see me do. Because what I do, y'all don't even see a lot of the other stuff that I do.
Hold up. Yeah, I hope she sticks with it and do like that in the lease deal, right? Where she turns the truck in and then the truck be worth, like, she can get like 15K back and probably do something else with it and start another lease. I hope she does that because she's right on there. Let's see. Oh, that's it. So yeah, so that is Slime Pack, man. We're gonna go ahead and give it up to Slime Pack, dog, for providing the great content. Man, let's go ahead and get her on up out of there, man. Let's get home up out of there. Let's go ahead and get her on up out of there. There you go. Yeah. So shout out to Slime Pack. Shout out to No Hippie Trucker for providing great content, man. Y'all people over there at Prime Inc. I love y'all for the great content, man. Y'all be putting out some good stuff, dog. Y'all keep this country moving. Regardless, man, y'all run that refrigerated freight, and we just need that refrigerated freight, man. Let me tell y'all do a great job, man. Once again, round of applause to you guys. Right, and y'all just bought on y'all just merged with Trans Am. That's another refrigerated company. They are real big on picking up rookies. They were at the trucking school that I was at, right, recruiting, man. And y'all got a lot of freight over there. Y'all got a lot of freight that need to be ran. And I know for a fact that some of y'all don't want to run some of the cheaper freight. So therefore, right, Trans Am can help y'all out with that, man. But shout out to Slime Packs, No Trucker Hippie, and like I said, Prime Inc. Man, y'all keep that refrigerated freight coming. Are y'all still running those Chobani loads up there from New York? I used to hate that load, boy. It used to be cheap and heavy, and I used to hate it, man. Oh my God. I swear, I used to hate that, man. But yeah, man. I'm about to go ahead and end this live, man. I already done been up here way over time. It's going on an hour and a half. But y'all let me know what y'all think, man. Like I said, uh, if you are leasing and then you're thinking about leasing and you're thinking about leaving Prime Inc., or maybe you're at Schneider and you're thinking about leaving because that truck payment is just too high, right? Your expenses are just too high. You want to go home more. You want to spend more time with your family. You want the opportunity to go ahead and spend 1 week, 2 week, 3 weeks at home and not be in the hole. You want that, right? You want to feel that and not be in debt when you come back out, man. You might want to give Lone Mountain a call, man. Fill out that application for Lone Mountain truck leasing, right? Let them know that you saw this video from AK Harrison, man. Look, let me tell you. I don't run as many miles. I don't run, let's just say this. When I had that Schneider truck, when I had that Schneider truck, my goal was to get 2,800 miles a week. That was my goal. I needed 2,800. That's the thing. I had needed 2,800 weeks. I'm 2,800 miles at Schneider. I needed that. And I could get that too. It don't, no matter what. But now at Lone Mountain, 1,800. I said I run about 1,800, maybe 2,000 miles per week, and I'm good. As a matter of fact, that deserves a round of applause. Man, let me tell you, man, it's a different ball game whenever you can run 1,800 miles and still make enough money to cover your payment and your expenses and be good at home. Man, that's look. Let me tell you, man. Look. The name of the game is to maximize your time. Your time is your most valuable asset, man. You never get it back. Once it's spent, it is spent. and you're never gonna get it back. It's like a black hole. Once you give it away, it's gone. Check out Lone Mountain, man. Check them out. See what they're about. Give them a call. Lone Mountain got some really, really good deals going, man. And if you want help with the process on picking out a truck, give me a call, right? When you're ready for the good life, because let me tell you, man, it's really, really damn sweet, man. It is really, really sweet. It's a different ball game when you're driving 1,800 miles, man, 2,000 miles, man, and you're good. And you're like, you know what? I'm good. I'm going home. I go home on the weekend. Every weekend now, I'm home. Every weekend I go home. I'm about to start posting my blogs about being home every weekend. Every time you see me, it look like, man, I'm just not leaving the house because you know what? I am. You should too. And you can. Get back to the things that's important to you, man. You wanted to make enough money, right? You wanted to make enough money so you can see your family, so you could get up out the hole, right? So you could pay the debt. You done paid that debt now. What you still running hard for? You already done met the goal. It's time to go ahead and move on now. It's time to lower your expenses like No Hippie Trucker just said. Man, what the hell I'm running 3 and 4 trucks for? Lower your expenses, man. Look, your time is your most valuable asset. Being out there over that road, man, you running 3,000 miles per week, 52 weeks out the year. You can do better than that. You don't have to. You don't have to. Especially if you're handcuffed to your truck, you handcuffed to that truck payment. Nobody wants to feel like they have to run 3,000 miles per week. And then you can't even go home. Because if you do, you're going to be in debt. That's not the life that you want to live. That ain't trucking. That is not trucking. That is called servitude. And you're not worth that. So if you're watching this video, I'm telling you, you have the opportunity to leave and do something different. Fill out an application, man. Call Lone Mountain. You know, lower that overhead expense. Because let me tell you, man, you out there and you spending, $6,000 a month on a truck. It's crazy, right? It really is. It's good when the miles are there. It's great when the miles are there. It's great, that first 6 months, the first 9 months, man. But then you go into year 2 and you're like, oh, I would like to spend more time home. Right? I would like to, take my birthday off, right? Go spend time with my kids, spend time with my mom, my dad. Damn. I wish I would have spent more time with my mom instead of burning up miles. I wish I would have called Lone Mountain sooner. But I'm glad that I jumped on board when I did, because now I have the opportunity to spend time with my loved ones. Hey, man, your boy, A.K. Harrison, man, I'm getting married next year. I'm getting married. I spend so much time at home. I done picked up a little girlfriend. You know what I'm saying? She's the best. And I'm getting married, y'all. Yep, Mrs. A.K. Harrison is on the way in 2025. I'm spending time, man, and look, and that's what life is really all about, dog. Let me tell you, man, it's not about up there burning 3,000 miles per week because you have to. You should do that because that's what you want to do, right? And you should run, and whenever you run those 3,000 miles, you should be able to see every dime of that. It shouldn't be on some, well, I got to make a payment. And therefore, I'm in the hole and I can't make any money this week. Nah, man, that ain't the life that you want to live. You can do a little bit better than that, man. I'm offering you a solution to where you can lower your expense. Call Lone Mountain. Fill out the application. Let them know you saw AK Harrison from whoisaKHarrison.com so they can hook you right on up, man. Let them know that you saw this video. Let them know that you want to lower your expense, man. When I was sitting at the, I'm gonna tell you one of my stories, man, right quick. When I was sitting across the desk from the sales lady at Lone Mountain, and we were just talking about me transitioning from my Volvo, which I absolutely love. It was a Volvo, brand new when I got it. When I parked it, I had put 300,000 miles on it, about 350,000 miles on it, man. And I started off with just 200. Right? Yeah, man, I ran it up, dog. I ran it up over the course of 2.5 years, right? And I was, let me see, 2022. Actually, yeah, man. And I was like, you know what? I could lower my expense, right? Because I kept coming home. Like this year, I kept coming home for personal reasons because I had to spend time with family. Like I had to do the stuff that was important. I had to spend time with family. And I was spending weeks at a time. And weeks just turned into a month, right? And then I had work a full month getting back on the road and I didn't make anything. And at that point right there, I was like, enough is enough. I worked a whole month with no revenue, but as if I got their money. You know, the trucking company they got their money, but I didn't get paid anything. And right then and there, I was like, you know what, I had enough. So I filled out an application to Lone Mountain, and I called them, and I said, I got a little change saved up. What can you do for me? And they said, well, we got this right here. It's a 2019. It has 400,000 miles on it, but you could come check it out, inspect it yourself, see what you think. And I checked it out, and I inspect that truck. And that's a good, strong truck. And I figure if I can get about 2 years out of that, I'm good. My payments right now are $1,100 per month. I have a $1,100 payment per month. So my overhead went from being $1,200 per week to not even that per month, man. Great relief. Great relief. Like I said, once upon a time, my goal was to run 2,800 miles per week. Now, if I'm good at 1,500, I'm just good. Man, listen. If I can just run on happenstance, let me tell you, man, I deadhead home or out from the house. Let's just say 150 miles, right? Pick up my load, right? And then, I pick up loads for the next 5 days. On that sixth day, I'm gonna go ahead and head home, which is probably somewhere between 100, maybe 200 miles. If I'm in striking distance of 200 miles, I'm going home. And I'm good with that. Spend more time with your family, man. It's the holidays. Spend more time doing the things that you love. In 2025, we're going to set some new goals, dog. Spending more time doing the things that we love, and we're not going to be attached to the truck, man. We're not. Call Lone Mountain. Tell them that you're trying to lower your expenses. Let them know you saw AK Harrison from whoisakharrison.com, man. And lower your expenses, dog. I just can't stress that enough, man. This is your boy, dog. AK Harrison from whoisakharrison.com, man. You can also catch me at the blog spot on bigmoneytrucker.com. Shout out to Slime Pack. Go check her out. Shout out to No Hippie Trucker. Shout out to Prime Inc. And shout out to you, man. Everybody, y'all deserve a round of applause. Round of applause. And we out of here, man. Till next time. Peace, dog.